So what you want to talk about? What's on the agenda today? There's been clearly some crazy things taking place over the last 2 or 3 days. A mass exodus on the top. We're gonna bring that up today, of course, and how I feel about it, of course. But let me introduce myself. My name is Zach, and I'm here for a long time and a good time. As you can tell from my background, I like a lot of things. I'm going to talk about a lot of things. We got Timberlands, we got fours, we have a Blade vest. Hence, the name of the channel is Daywalker, because our moonlight is Blade. You might not know that, but you know it now. I got my Storm Shadow swords up there. You see that? And I have some stuff up top you can't see. I don't know why I said that, because you can't even see it. But it's basically a disc plate of the Punisher and a disc plate of the best Black Panther ever, T'Challa. I want to start with, first and foremost, congratulations to the Eagles for moving on. I hate you. I hate you. I am a Cowboys fan, so I can get hate for that. That's cool. I'm not going to talk a whole bunch of sports on this channel, but I have to say what it is, and I hate you. So, with that being said, go Commanders. Jaden Daniels, shout out to California, and I got the Commanders. So that's that. Also go Ravens. That's that as well. I'm gonna leave that right there, and we're gonna keep it pushing. So on to what's been taking place over the last 30 some odd hours. TikTok. I was barely on it. I've never posted on it. I take that back. I was on it a lot, but I barely posted on it. I was on it enough to see how the communities work on there, to see people try to help each other, big each other up. And I've seen people tear each other down on there as well. But I don't like how that all shook out. And I'm going to get semi-political. I don't feel like the government should be involved in anything that has to do with social media, period. Unless you're trying to track down a damn mass shooter or something like that, or a terrorist or something like that. I don't believe in that. I believe you should stay the hell out of it. Let said company run it the way they deem necessary. It's up to you, the consumer. If you want to get on there or not, like you can turn it off. This doesn't make sense to me. You can turn it off. You can log out. You can delete the damn app. You don't have to be on there, period. So, but anyway, it was taken down, brought back in a really nefarious manner, if you ask me. And they're mentioning a certain somebody is going to be inaugurated very soon. And sure enough, he's going to act like he's the savior. So y'all do with what y'all will with that. But I'll talk about upbeat things here. I'm going to talk about everything here. I'm going to talk about current events. I'm going to talk about comic books. I'm going to discuss whatever movie I want to see. Understand, this is not a movie review channel. I see what I want to see. I watch what I want to watch and what I find interesting. I'm not just going to be watching movies for the sake of watching movies. That doesn't resonate with me. I have to like it or want to have interest. I don't have to like it, but I have to have interest in it, if that makes sense. So, and if the movie's trash, I'll let you know. If the movie's good, I'll let you know. Once again, it's my opinion. So there's that. But speaking of movies, I am jumping straight into recasting, so to speak. There's word out that it's going to be a new cast of T'Challa. Or, excuse me, the Black Panther mantle, not necessarily T'Challa, the character. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I love it. I felt like they should have done that a long time ago. I'm not going to lie to you. If it wasn't for the first 15 or 20 minutes of Black Panther 2, I wouldn't have liked it. It has nothing to do with the girl boss. It has nothing to do with any of that. I just didn't like the flow of it. It was a great send-off for Brother Boseman. But other than that, you can miss me with it. I haven't rewatched it. Don't plan to. There's so much to do with Wakanda. Other than that, that's not a humongous part of Black Panther's lore to me. You killed Killmonger off. That was, don't get me started on that. That should have never happened. He should have never been the first villain. That should have never ever happened. That's what happens when you let some Ryan Coogler. Shout out to you. I love black directors and all of that, but I'm bent about the first BP and how you handled that and how you handled the character selection. I'm sure Disney probably had something to do with it, kind of nudging you in that direction. We got Michael B. Jordan. He's popular. He's in Creed. Blah 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 blah. Right. And I'm sure there's been a million videos made about it since 2018. But I will say, I did enjoy the movie for what it was, for the moment of the culture that it was. But I do not like the fact that you wasted his best villain or slash, is kind of, your frenemy. To be honest with you, if you read the comics, then you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, getting back to the casting, there's been a lot of pictures floating around about choices and a lot of misinformation, and we don't know what's real. We don't know about the actors that could be turning it down. Hell, I don't know. But I'll tell you what I do know. I do know it should be Damson Idris. It should be him. He should be he should fill that mantle. He has the acting chops for it. He can convey a youthfulness to it. Even though I know he's not super young, he's young. Hell yeah, he is super young compared to some of the other people we're discussing. I don't want to see John Boyega do it. I don't want to see. I wouldn't mind Aldous Hodge. I'm not going to say no to that, but I don't want to see John Boyega do it. And I like John Boyega in most of the projects I see him in. But who I do not, and I mean the biggest fucking X you can think of, is I do not want to see John David Washington. I don't want to see it. I like him in some things, but I don't like him in most things, if that makes sense. So that's just my take. That's my spin. If you got another, if you disagree or whatever, hit me up in the comments. Let me know how you feeling about that. Because to be honest with you, I don't like it. I don't like, and I've seen that float around a lot. Just because you've heard that Ryan Coogler has extended the invitation to Denzel for a part in BP3. So, there's that, and I'll leave that there. But moving on, I want to discuss true releases and what's upcoming this year. You're not gonna see anything up here behind me when I'm talking about this. But there are some shoes that I do want to acquire this year. As I acquire them, I will talk about them because they'll be in my hand. But my initial iteration of what this was going to be was I was going to talk about shoes a lot because I love shoes. But I'm not going to be buying as many pairs as I would like because I'm going to be moving towards the end of the year. And not interstate, not down the street. I'm moving out of the state. So that's more important to me, saving to move. And I'm not just some humongous ball out here with just crazy. I'm not on YouTube for you to think that I'm one thing, and what I'm saying, to make it appear as though he has da da da. Nah, I'm being honest with you. You can't blow all your money on frivolous things like shoes, and then turn around and you don't have any money in your savings. I'm learning that. I'm not trying to school nobody on it. That's just a real quick stop, pause, PSA on that out the gate. I will be discussing music, and that's my next topic. I'm talking about it right now. It'll mainly be, or probably be, the longest topic on here that I'll be discussing because I have a lot to talk about with it. Because damn, there's been a lot to take place in the last 10 months. I'm not going to talk about the obvious. What I will discuss with the obvious is I saw Aries Spears sit up on another platform. I'm not going to say his name because I don't pub it. I don't watch it. I just saw a short of it. And he's saying that Kendrick is not in his top 20. And I'm really in my mind, I'm like, how are you? Who's 19 above him? Now, is he in my personal top 5? For me, no. Maybe 6, 7. My personal top five. And I'm not going to give you an order, but I will say under no uncertain term, we are talking about high level, master level MCs. I'm talking about real MCs. And you could be like, oh, you got no replayability. You can't ride around. So I don't give a flip about none of that shit. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about riding in a car, having to bump something. I want something that itches my brain. I want you to come with the punches, come with the metaphors, all that. Subject matter matters as well. I'm not saying you got to be the Malcolm X. I'm not saying you got to be the Nat Turner or what. You ain't got to lead a revolution in all your songs, but what you saying needs to be relevant and it needs to be said in a way where, quote unquote, YNs, old heads, unks, all aunties, young shorties, you all can get it. You all can understand what's being said. I need something to feed me. I want replayability when I'm out on a walk, when I'm exercising, if I'm at the gym, whatever. Everybody serves a different purpose to my ears. So, that being said, starting off, like I said, in no particular order, I have Andre 3000. I have Nas, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Nas is probably my one. He's my one. I have, from the pure passion standpoint, X. I have for the longevity and what it meant to the culture. I have Jay in there, and I have Ab Soul in there. Sometimes I take that back. Remove Soul and put Lupe Fiasco in there. And you don't have to agree. I don't have Eminem in there. It's a different thing. I just don't listen to Eminem like that. I'm not saying he's not like that. He's clearly like that. If you want it, you can get it. He gonna give it to you. Nobody battles him. We know the Eminem lore by now. It's not necessarily my thing. I've listened to all his projects. I don't replay any of them. There's only been 2 songs over the last 15 years that I've replayed, and that's one of them, Cinderella Man, and Till I Collapse. That's it. And I know Till I Collapse is older than 15 years, and I'm not saying you don't have no shit. I'm just saying it's not. But Nas, that's ridiculous for you and your tenure, as long as you've been doing this thing since '93. The world has known him since 1993, and since 2020, you have pumped out 5 projects. Who has done that? And I'm talking about quality. I'm not talking about trash. I'm talking about quality. And he always puts on for the culture. And I can't wait to see this. Shout out to Hit Boy. I can't wait to see this next chapter of what he's gonna do. He already had the Kanye thing. It didn't go as well as people liked, some years ago. What was that, 2019, 2018, 2019, around there? That came out. You had all these projects with Hit Boy. They were slappers to me. Now I want to see what you're gonna do with Primo. Primo has made some of Nas's most, classic beats from Illmatic. I mean, y'all know a lot of those songs that he performed with the orchestra, that he did a few years ago. Some of those was Primo beats. So I'm looking forward to hearing what that is. He stays poignant. He's on time with his shit. He's current, and it doesn't sound old. There's some older rappers that do what? They sound hella old, and I'm not with it. I don't, just can't. I don't want you sounding like 1992 or something like that to me. So anyway, Lupe is a lyrical giant, and he's always says thought-provoking things. He'll triple entendre you to death, and if you're too slow, you don't fucking get it. That's on you. You know what I mean? People are like, it's over my head. And I ain't gonna lie, some of his beat selections kind of ass sometimes, for real. Art and Tetsu, Song 1, Mural. Just go listen to that. All chemicals, vitamins, and minerals. Just go listen to it. And then go to New Times Roman on YouTube and watch the fan concept video to that, because there's no official video. But New Times Roman did one, and when you see how the metaphors is metaphor, you're like, yeah, this Lupe is on a different level. 3,000. Moving on to 3 Stacks. 3 Stacks has done a stupid amount of work. No, he doesn't have what you would call a pure solo rap album. Speakerbox Love Below was 2 solo-ish albums put together on a project that made an Outkast album. It wasn't a solo 3K album. The world is waiting on that. And he's not, he puts out so many nasty guest verses, nasty features on people's stuff. You're like, damn, where's it at? I mean, just ridiculous. And what he just did on Donda, some of these things, his concepts, the way his cadence is, the way he understands the structuring of an actual song is top notch, and he's been like that since '93, been like that. DMX, Earl Simmons, my probable personal hero. I haven't battled with that sort of substance abuse in my life, that level. But at one time, yes, I was an alcoholic for sure. I did way too much drinking, and God had to put me in my place and check me on that. So maybe I have a little bit more something in me for somebody I know that struggled and still love God. And on every album, you got a prayer. And if you've ever been to a concert, and I'm talking about in the heyday, we talking about '01, '02, it was nothing like it. And it was just him on stage most of the time. Just him running back and forth, sweating buckets. The man had asthma, was a chain smoker, but you wouldn't know it. Cause he get on that stage and he give you his blood. And it was amazing. His albums to me are classic. Voice, cadence, and he had punches too. The X had punches. Y'all are tripping. You don't think he was like that. He came up from the battle rap scene. There's a famous story about him battle rapping Jay on a pool table. And this sketchy, little sketchy, what you call old grainy footage, and you getting different, varying reports about who won. And this is when Jay had a completely different style. He was rapping, a little bit faster, a little bit more up pace, and kind of like Jazzo a little bit. Yeah, I don't know the background on that. I'll fill you in a future episode of how close Jay-Z and Jazzo were. Anyway, getting back to the dog, he was like that. He was like that. And then all the stories, like that adds to the lore, right? Just the crazy amount of shit you used to hear. To the driving on the wrong side of the road, which is dangerous. I'm not saying do that, but that's wild behavior. We like our rock stars to be a little edgy, and he was on all levels a rock star, but he loved the Lord, and that really touches me for real. And I'm gonna say Kendrick, because he has a song that they consider probably a deep cut, but it's on To Pimp a Butterfly, and it's How Much a Dollar Costs. That's probably one of his most important songs he's ever done. That song is crazy. When you think about the concept, when you're talking about how you treat your fellow man, humanity, what does that mean to you? When you see somebody at the gas station that you call panhandling, and you see somebody on the side of the road that you call panhandling or whatever, that is a fellow human being reaching out. And even if they don't ask you for anything, it should be something within you that makes you want to give whatever you have. If I know in today's times we don't carry cash like that, but the song is How Much a Dollar Costs. What does it cost you to give one away? What does it cost you to help, to help your fellow man, your fellow brother, your fellow sister? What does it cost? And once I heard that song, I played it on super repeat. It was just over and over and over and over and over. And it's not even so much the beat; it's that piano riff in the back, and just everything he's saying. Go listen to that if you haven't already. I know you had I on there, you had We Gonna Be Alright on there, Black of the Bear. You had some bangers on there for sure. And I'm not saying none of those songs didn't slap, but I'm saying that's the one for me. That's the one for me. And the catalog he's put out since really 2009. I'm talking about early Black hippie days. You heard him say it on the Hard Part 6. You heard him tell you exactly how he came up in the ranks and who he thinks is the best MC. And I can't really rank TDE MCs. I have a stupid amount of respect for J-Rock. I think he's super underrated. The boy got punches. It's gritty. That's that style I like. I like that gritty. Soul is just a master wordsmith. Master wordsmith. You go look at some of their old freestyles that they've done when they was that the misfit band of black hippie, that a group that wasn't a group, so to speak. I like Q. I don't like everything he's done, and I'm not saying he ain't a spitter either, but he's not soul and he ain't rock to me. And then you got Kendrick pulling up. Something's going on in that TDE water. I don't know what they got going on, but they got something. You got Doechii. Been like that. She been nice. I'm glad she started getting recent recognition. But when she came out with Crazy, that shit was freaking fire. And I mean fire. The video, concept, all that, all the mannequin-esque bodies, they were all kind of, she's shooting with the blick, and the way she thinks is Missy Elliott-esque, and that's kind of who a more lyrical Missy, if that makes sense. She's a problem, and she'll be a problem for as long as she wants to be. You saw her on Tiny Desk, that she's a problem. And then you got Ray Vaughn, man. Ray him cutting up Joey like he did, cut him. He cut Joey's ass, and he cut Tory Lanez ass. I've never been a Tory Lanez guy. I don't give a flip about Tory Lanez. I'm gonna say that right now. I like Joey Badass. As a Brooklyn means a lot to me. In my deep heart of hearts, I'll never live there again. But I'll just for a myriad of reasons, but mainly honestly finances. You know what I mean? But and I love Joey Badass. I love the story. I love that style of hip hop as well. But when you jumped out there with the too much West Coast dick, and they smack back and they smack hard. I lived out in California for 15 years. They're like that out there. And the lyricism didn't just begin. You go back to Razcast, you go back to Far Side, and it's a myriad. It's a myriad of people that were time slayers out there that were really like that. Corrupt. I know he's from Philly, but he represent the '60s. Corrupt is like that. He's like that in the booth. So, the West been having some just monsters with that pen, but they're known for slappers. They're known for that regional sound, so to speak. And I think they're changing the landscape right now. And I can't wait to see what 2025 continues to unfold and have, and what Kendrick actually performs at the Super Bowl. And good luck to him. Shout out to him. And I can't wait to see TDE still continue to march. Start out the Punch, Top. Shout out to them, man. TDE is special, special, special. That's a special thing. They kind of remind me of an old Def Jam when Def Jam had all the bangers on there. Like they had Heaters on there, they had J, they had X, they had Meth and Red. They had the list went on and on and on. You know, they had some killers on that roster. So I can't wait to see what they have going on. But anyway, thank you for tuning in this day, Walker. And remember, some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.